What's up, all you Marvel Legend loving dudes and dudettes? Shiz here, and I'm back yet again with some brand new Marvel Legend reveals coming from some overseas comic conventions this past weekend, namely Paris Comic-Con and MCM London Comic-Con, and some pretty cool new Legends. Some that we knew of, some that we didn't, but all very awesome indeed. Just an FYI, some rising prices for our toys, but more about that later over at Paris Comic-Con, which I heard was an absolute blast. By the way, I really want to go next year. That's on my to-do list. I really hope that I can make it over to Paris Comic-Con. But we got one of my favorites, I will say. If you're a big fan of the '90s sort of Spider-Man comics, Maximum Carnage, then you're definitely gonna know who this sucker is. And then another reveal is, of course, Bucky Barnes. Now, we have had a previous comic book version of this character, and we've had a few MCU versions as well, but he's getting a sort of a redo sort of thing, so we'll take a look at him. But yeah, this guy, I'm very excited about this guy. He's the Build-A-Figure, and if you know, with the new Spider-Man wave, you're going to be getting 2 Gamerverse Spider-Man figures. That's from the PS4 Sony Spider-Man game. This particular one comes with the leg and some webbing effects, which is cool. This one as well, the Mark III armor, he also comes with a leg and some webbing effects. Those were shown off at SDCC. We're also getting old Adrian Toomes, the Vulture. He's looking really great to complete your Sinister Six. He actually comes with an unmasked sort of head that we didn't know about, and the head of the Build-A-Figure, which is pretty interesting. It's always nice to see you're getting an extra head portrait with a really fan favorite figure. One to kind of, might have to get 2, just in case. That always sort of comes up, doesn't it? Shang-Chi, the martial arts master, he's going to be coming with the torso of the Build-A-Figure, nunchucks, and every single hand you could possibly think of. That's pretty cool. That's going to lend itself, especially the body type. With all those hands, you're going to be posing the heck out of this guy. Then, you're going to be getting the superior Octopus, old Doc Ock, kind of in that Spidey doodad get-up thing. It's actually really cool. Some bendy wire arms, and then, of course, the arms for the Build-A-Figure, the White Rabbit. If you want to know about her, I'll put a link in the description above and below. You can do the who in the holy heck is the White Rabbit, but she's got the glider and then the stand, but the real standout. Now, I know a lot of people were kind of on the fence about this guy, saying, well, he's kind of small to be the Build-A-Figure, and he's been on the back burner for a while. He's been slated for a couple different Spider-Man waves, finally found a way to get him out to the public. Yes, he is going to be the BAF. This is the Demogoblin, the old, well, I guess you could say Hobgoblin symbiote type thing, made his debut in the 90s, and, well, the history is, from there, he joined Maximum Carnage. A very interesting character. I should do a Who in the Holy Heck video on this guy, but I think that this guy looks awesome. I'm a little biased. This is one of those favorites, Maximum Carnage being one of my all-time little favorite comic book plots, but you know what? We're still left. We still need Shriek and we need Carry-On, but we are that step closer to having a full Maximum Carnage get-up. As Glider looks amazing. I can't say enough nice things about this. He looks straight out of the comic book. I haven't had a Demogoblin since the old Toy Biz one, the 12-inch. So I am stoked, beyond stoked for this, but always curious to know what you guys think. What do you think about Demogoblin? Are you stoked for this figure? And yes, I have heard the complaints, but if you do like him, yeah, let's talk about him. And just so you're aware, the case packouts will be 1 of each and then 2 of each of the Gamerverse Spider-Man. And if you're interested, I will have links below for each of these figures. You can pick them up off Amazon if you'd like. Again, 1 of each for each of the individual characters and 2 each of Spider-Man. So if you do find them in the store, something like that, you'll know which you have missed and yada yada. Next up for Paris Comic-Con, again, a figure we have gotten before. This is a little bit of a redo, but it is a brand new Winter Soldier figure. And when I say brand new, it does reuse a lot of parts, but yeah, he looks pretty good. He looks a little bit more, updated. He's got a good Bucky Barnes Winter Soldier comic book look going. Looks to come with a couple different weapons and such, and he will have that star on his arm. The one thing about his arm, though, it could be a little bit more metallic or shiny, something like that. It's kind of a flat gray, so I think that's mainly just one of the issues I got with it. As far as what wave he will fall under, it's heavily rumored, and just take this with a giant grain of salt right now, but he might be part of a upcoming Black Widow Marvel Legends movie tie-in, so just kind of put that off to the side. Maybe kind of, sort of, we'll have to wait for an official announcement on that. But like I said, you might see another figure coming up in just a second that may also be a part that was announced today at the London MCM Comic-Con. A lot of great stuff unveiled. Not, again, very many, but I kind of like this minimal approach. You get 1 or 2 or 3, and they kind of just tell you, you know, real quick, like, hey, this is coming. We get to see other figures that have been announced that are being shown off. You kind of get to see them firsthand up close. And there's actually some pretty cool ones. Again, much like Demogoblin, some ones that were kind of moved around, placed around, and finally you're seeing the light of day. So that is always good. And again, thank you to everyone who wrote in and sent photos over. But this particular character, I'm going to have to do a definite who in the holy heck. I know he's an Iron Man villain, but I don't know too much about him. But it's always good to see a brand new character in the form of Spy Master. Again, an Iron Man character, kind of doing more the Rogues Gallery for Iron Man, so that's pretty cool. I appreciate always a brand new figure. I like the color scheme on the guy. I like his little red pistol. Somebody said in the comments, kind of looks like an NES zapper. And again, much like Bucky Barnes' Winter Soldier, he, again, take with a grain of salt, might be part of an upcoming Black Widow movie tie-in. We'll have to see. Now, this was the big Build-A-Figure reveal. We got Demogoblin for the Spider-Man wave, and then for the end of this year, we are actually going to be finally getting the long-rumored, it was moved around again, maybe kind of sort of was supposed to be a certain store exclusive, but now we're getting the Fantastic Four Build-A-Figure wave, the Super Skrull, and he looks really awesome. Big character. He's going to have some effects based on the Fantastic Four, of course. You got Johnny Storm, The Thing, Invisible Woman, and Mr. Fantastic. And each of the parts, the arms, are interswappable, as is. You get 2 interchangeable head portraits, which is really cool. So you can have a standard Super Skrull, and then you can swip and swap the parts, and you can get some really cool effects going on him. So I appreciate that. And shout out to Jerry J. Wilson. The guy does fantastic box art. Definitely check him out on Instagram. But yeah, this Super Skrull, as if he comes out as good as I'm seeing in these photos, it's going to be awesome. So other ones in this wave is the newly designed Hulk, or She-Hulk, as you can say. She comes with extra hands, and then she comes with the pair of, let's see, the arms for Super Skrull. So you get a normal one, and you got the powers imbued. So swap them out as your leisure. Then you got the Thing. He comes with the 2 heads for the Super Skrull. And, of course, these new Fantastic Four figures are in their more recent sort of black and blue outfits, much to the chagrin of the Walgreens exclusives, but just kind of redone. Mr. Fantastic's got his bearded look, extra hands, he's got his stretchy little fingers, and he comes with a leg for the Build-A-Figure. Again, clad in that black and blue. Definitely different. But it'd be interesting to have a different kind of Fantastic Four on the shelves. Invisible Woman, she comes with a Powers Shield effect, and she comes with the torso of the Super Skrull. So at least she's kind of packed in there. I would have liked to have seen a little bit more powers for her, but her hair is definitely sculpted nice. Johnny Storm, he's going to have some powers effects, extra hands. He's got the arms for the Build-A-Figure, and the bit of the flame effect that you can kind of move around on the rocky part of the fist, or maybe you can put it on his leg. Kind of remains to be seen. Or you can put it on Johnny Storm if you'd like. Dr. Doom, brand new Dr. Doom. He's coming with an extra head portrait. He's got a gun. He's got extra fists. And he's coming with the other leg of the Super Skrull. And he looks great. This is going to be the big one. Everyone's going to want the new Dr. Doom as if we didn't have enough Dr. Dooms, but an all-one new one is pretty good anyways. But the case pack out is 2 Dooms, 2 Things, and then 1 of each of the rest of the figures. And again, I'm going to have links in the description below. They are available now to pre-order, so if you want them, definitely go and get them. And fingers crossed, they will be released hopefully by the end of the year, maybe just on the cusp of 2019, but definitely look for these right after the first of the year in January. And that's always pretty exciting. It's always good to kind of start the year off with some brand new figures. For me, last year was Captain Marvel. Moving on. So we're going to be getting a blue and gold Deadpool that was revealed at this previous New York Comic Con, as was the Warpath figure. And then we're also getting a brand new Sunspot figure. But the Build-A-Figure we've known about since SDCC. I'm talking about that strong guy. He was just shown off very briefly at SDCC. But now we got our very first in-hand looks from London MCM Comic Con, and if he looks as good as he does on display in hand, when you build this sucker, this strong guy looks straight out of the comic books. He's going to look fantastic on your X Factor shelf. I mean, they couldn't have done a better job. As long as his articulation's rocking, I think everyone's going to be very, very happy with this figure. Spot on likeness. It's so indicative of the comic book art style. It's everything I remember from X-Men the animated series. I love his little tiny little baby legs. It's like just like the old art style and everything, man. They absolutely rocked it. This bath looks fantastic. Now, with some downer news. So with these press releases, they did kind of sort of announce that there might be some price increases to Hasbro products. Not necessarily Marvel Legends just yet, but Black Series and Power Rangers will start to see them as of next year with some of these new figures. So hopefully Marvel Legends kind of stays around that $20 mark. But don't be surprised with the ever-changing times, bills being passed, tariffs, taxes on toys. Well, yeah, don't be surprised if your Marvel Legends start going up in price as well. Could be 22 bucks. But that's going to wrap it up for this version of these new Marvel Legend reveals. Hey, you know what? Maybe next week we might be getting just a few more here and there, and I'm talking about Luca 2019 Comic and Games. If you're going to be over there at the convention, or hey, you know what? If you want to know more, just tune in to Toy Shiz. I'll be having all the new reveals posted up, and we're going to have a blast checking them out. Sort of deal, probably see some of these that we've already seen before, and then a couple new ones. You know, we'll see what they have in store for us. I'm very much excited, but I'm curious to know what you guys think about all these reveals. Will you be at Luca 2019? Did you go to MCM? Were you at Paris? Comment below, let me know. Let's talk everything Marvel Legends. Be sure, again, if you want any of these figures shown off today for Spider-Man and Fantastic Four, hit those links below. They are affiliate links, but I do appreciate it if you use the links. It helps support the channel, yada, yada. You know, all that good stuff. I'm very much looking forward to Demogoblin. I'm looking forward to Dr. Doom, Super Skrull, all those good things. Let's talk about them down in the comments below. I'm going to leave you guys with that. As always, drink some great coffee, eat some great food. But most importantly, remember, there doesn't look to be any end in sight anytime soon for any of our Marvel Legend endeavors. And I don't think we'd have it any other way. And when we do, let me know what you found. I'll talk to you guys soon. Adios.